feel that? That buzz in the concrete? That trembling under your feet? That's the city whispering your name again. Like it's trying to convince itself you're not really back. Because the streets, oh, they went full psycho mode the night they swore you didn't survive. Sirens howled, gangs celebrated, people talked like they'd finally buried the ghost that haunted their rooftops. They even made up little stories about you, tales to comfort themselves, gone, finished, over. But then, surprise, a cracked camera feed blinked, a shadow crossed a neon reflection, a heartbeat glitched through a police radio, and suddenly, everyone started asking the same stupid question. How the hell are they alive? Hey, look who crawled out of the grave they never put you in. Look who the city tried to erase. But the city forgot something important. You weren't a chapter. You were the whole cursed book. And now your return isn't a comeback. It's a problem, a riddle, a disaster, a very, very expensive mistake. So go on. Take a breath. Let the streets feel it, because they didn't want you alive. They wanted you forgotten. And you walk back in like the punchline they never saw coming. Ooh, the night it happened, the streets didn't just scream, they lied. Whispers first, soft, careful. Like everyone thought the word dead might summon your ghost if they said it too loud. Rumors crawling through alleyways, false reports blooming like infections. A dozen gangs claiming they saw the body, a dozen more pretending they knew the truth. Heh, no one knew anything, but oh, they loved pretending. Police channels buzzing, officers nodding to each other, relieved, finally, done, finished, wrapped up. Your name scratched off the chalkboard, like a stain they'd waited years to wash off. Street kids chanting, dealers celebrating, bosses lighting cigars over maps they thought were theirs again. You feel that? That's the city, trying to erase you before the asphalt even cooled. And me? I sat back, watched the whole carnival unfold, saw how fast they jumped at the chance to believe you were gone. Because that's the joke, isn't it? People don't want proof. They want relief. They want a story that tucks them in at night and tells them the monster stopped breathing. But you tricky little riddle, you weren't a corpse. You weren't a chapter ending. You weren't even missing. You were quiet, still, coiled, camouflage disguised as absence, silence sharpened to a blade. And the funniest part, the absolute punchline. The city didn't celebrate your death. No, it celebrated its assumption, its wishful thinking, its desperate fantasy that the storm it couldn't predict simply evaporated, lights flashing, news anchors smiling too wide, everyone patting themselves on the back for surviving the ghost they thought finally disappeared. But the city lied, the streets lied, the reports lied. They didn't bury you, they just stopped looking. And that's when the real story began. Ooh, do you hear that? The faintest static, like a secret scratching at their radios. First sighting, someone said they saw you, then someone else denied it, and then panic whispered behind closed doors. The scanners buzzed, fingers hovered over buttons, eyes darted. No one wanted to press confirm, because confirmation meant reality. A shadow in a neon puddle, a figure moving where no one should be, a laugh carried too long, echoing down alleyways. The city hoped were empty. The analysts argued, the gangs argued, even the cops. They argued, no. Must be trick of the lights, reflection, some street kid in a mask. Heh. Oh, they tried so hard. They wanted illusions. They wanted lies. They craved safety, and they would fight to deny the truth. Cameras froze mid-frame, flickered, then went dark. Someone swore they saw you vanish into thin air. The memory remained like a shadow stamped on their brain, and I laughed, quietly at first, then louder, because watching them, deny what their own eyes screamed, is the best kind of fun. Every corner held tension, every street lamp a question mark. People whispered, "You're alive? You can't be. No, that's impossible. Impossible. Ha ha ha." You see, impossible is the warm-up act, the prelude. The city thought it had rules, boundaries, maps, schedules. They forgot one thing. You don't follow, you never did, and every denial was a drumbeat leading up to the reveal. And when they finally admit it, when their jaws drop and their hearts stutter, it won't be a sighting. No, it will be a reckoning. Because the first time they deny you is the first time they start fearing. What happens when you don't? Hehehe. The morgue was ready. Bright lights, cold steel, charts and tags, all neat, all precise. They expected a body, a corpse, something they could measure, something finite. But the drawer, empty. Him, completely empty. Reports scratched out names. Signatures stamped approval. Deceased, done, over, finished. And yet, you weren't there. Autopsy tables gleamed, scalpels untouched. Machines blinked, idle. Someone whispered, "Maybe a mistake?" Mistake. Ha! The city had tried so hard to tie you down, to define you, to put limits on what they couldn't control. But rules bend, bones dissolve, time splits, and bodies can hide. Investigators fumbled, logs vanished, evidence disappeared, as if it never existed. Your absence, a puzzle, a trap, a laugh at their expense. And me? I leaned back, watched them panic, watched faces go pale, watched minds unravel, like cheap paper. "You're dead," they said. "You're gone." They repeated, each syllable tighter, louder, until it choked them. No one could find you. No one could trace the path. No one could explain it. They looked for shadows. They chased rumors. They tore streets apart, searching for a corpse that was never theirs to hold. And I whispered, quiet, soft, like smoke curling in air. "You see, you can't pin what refuses to exist. You can't bury a ghost that refuses to stay dead." The morgue, the cops, the gangs, all caught in the same loop, chasing absence, chasing a lie. Because the truth, you weren't missing, you were evolving, quietly, sharply, hidden. And when they finally realized the game wasn't over, it was just beginning. Ooh, do you feel it? That shift in the air, that tremor running through their bones. Because someone finally asked it, the question, how are they alive? Silence fell, heavy, dense, like fog pressing against lungs. Analysts froze mid-breath. Gang leaders stopped barking orders. Police officers looked down at their empty hands, like the universe had yanked their grip off reality itself. Hehehe. Oh, they tried. Oh, they fought to laugh it off. Imagination, hoax, coincidence. But those words lingered, like a curse, a seed of panic, planted deep in the skulls of everyone who dared assume control. Maps became meaningless. Strategies collapsed. Allegiances cracked like brittle glass. Every corner, every alley, every shadow became a question mark. And I leaned in, whispered across the chaos, like a teacher grading mistakes only a genius would make. See what happens when the city confuses absence for annihilation? When the rules fail, when you forget, I play by no rules. Every heartbeat around you skipped, stuttered, hesitated. They were learning, slowly, painfully, that existence is more than flesh, that survival is a statement, that you are a paradox they cannot define. Reports shredded themselves, screens flickered, news channels whispered updates, no one trusted. The entire system hiccuped under the weight of a single truth. You lived, you endured, and now you were coming back. The streets shifted, the gangs shifted, even the cops, even they realized their illusions had limits. The The question wasn't if you were alive. The question was how the hell they were going to stop you. And that was the delicious part. The first taste of power, turning, tilting in your favor. Because fear is a teacher. And you were the lesson. Ooh, look at them. The city trembling, the streets twitching like nervous animals. They didn't want this. No, they wanted order. They wanted predictability. They wanted the illusion that you were finished. But you stepped out, and the illusion shattered. Cracks crawling down asphalt, streetlights flickering in panic, sirens wailing like broken angels. Gangs collided. Leaders screamed orders they couldn't enforce. Maps burned in hands, plans collapsing before eyes wide with disbelief. News anchors stuttered, cameras caught shadows that didn't belong, phones buzzed endlessly with blurry clips that everyone swore they didn't see, and the people, the people. They whispered your name, like a spell, like a threat, like a prayer. They weren't sure they meant, ha ha ha. I watched all, the chaos feeding itself, while they begged for structure, while they tried to reclaim control they never had. Every window became an eye, every alley a trap, every rooftop a stage. You moved through it all, silent, deliberate, untraceable. And I laughed, quiet at first, then louder, because watching them rip themselves apart over a single presence is pure art. The police, the gangs, even the bureaucrats scrambling like insects under a magnifying glass. All because one simple fact: you returned. And your return wasn't mercy. It wasn't forgiveness. It wasn't even survival. It was a reckoning, a message, a warning etched in fear and neon reflections and broken glass. The city didn't know it yet. The streets didn't understand. But soon, very soon, everyone would learn that you don't just survive, you unmake. And that's why they never wanted you back. Ooh, do you feel it? That heat crawling under skin, the streets whispering, breathing panic. Because the truth, it burns. Not just any truth, your truth, the one they never expected. They thought survival was enough. They thought your shadow was the same as before. Ha, cute. You changed, quietly, sharply, like a blade hiding in the fog. Every scar, every whispered rumor of your death sharpened you, honed you, made you unreadable. And the city, they realized too late. Every system, every hierarchy, every street they thought they owned, now feared you. Analysts shaking, gang leaders trembling, cops staring at their empty hands like they had just touched a ghost. Because you weren't just alive, no, you were different, sharper, colder, a storm wrapped in skin. Hehehe, I love that part, watching them discover that your survival wasn't the victory they imagined. Every rumor they told themselves, every false report, every gone stamped in ink, all meaningless now. You became a paradox, an unsolvable riddle that doesn't need an answer. And every glance they steal at you tells them the same story. You're no longer a threat. They can predict. You're no longer a target. They can hunt. You're the storm. They only feel too late. The city shakes. The streets tremble. Even the sky seems to darken at the mere thought of your presence. And I grin, because watching them try to comprehend what they cannot contain is poetry. The truth isn't just survival. The truth isn't just power. The truth is that they underestimated you, and now they will pay for every moment. They believed your absence was their victory. Ooh, do you hear it? Silence, pure, heavy silence. The city stopped, not the sirens, not the horns, not the chatter, the chaos, the panic, all of it, frozen because you walked through it. Not like a person, no, like a force, a truth, too sharp to ignore. Gangs paused mid-argument. Leaders froze mid-gesture. Police fingers hovered over triggers, like children staring at fire. The streets whispered your name. The alleys trembled. Windows shivered. Even the shadows curled up in fear. You weren't a threat. You weren't chaos. You were the answer to every question they were too afraid to ask. Oh, I love this part, watching them squirm as reality bends to the presence they cannot understand. Every faction, every system, every fragile plan crumbled under a single fact. You are not gone. You cannot be controlled. You cannot be predicted. The air thickens. The sky presses down. Even the neon signs stutter, flicker, like they too recognize you. And you stand still, silent, unmoving, unreadable. But the city screams in frozen motion, screams in eyes wide with disbelief, screams in hearts skipping beats. This isn't survival. This isn't revenge. This is evolution, transformation, ascension, masked as quiet. And I grin, I lean back, I whisper, like a ghost in their minds. They wanted you gone, they wanted you predictable, and they get neither. Because now, the streets know, the city knows, every corner, every alley, every heartbeat understands one undeniable truth. You are not just alive, you are unstoppable, uncontainable, unforgiving. And the day the streets fell quiet was the day the city finally learned to fear what they could not see but could never forget.